Hi everybody and welcome back to Double Team. Today we will be discussing the best anime of 2016. So we'll go from order, so from the first season to like the last seasons, and discuss which ones we like best, and maybe at the end we can kind of like reveal what we thought overall was the best anime, which I think will be pretty hard for
I haven't decided yet, and which I started the videos.
Yeah, I mean, I know exactly which one was my favorite, so for me, I can reveal that at the end. But yeah, anyways, we're gonna start with winter. What we liked about winter, what our favorites were. So I guess we can go one by one, and you can start if you want, Miana.
Okay. I mean, winter had plenty of shows that I liked, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna remove two out of the blue, which are sequels, because I don't wanna do the whole thing of my favorite anime is a part 2 of an anime kind of discussion.
Yeah.
So, just honorable mentions. Shirayuki season 2 was bloody amazing. I loved it. They're precious.
Yeah.
Durarara season 2 part 3?
Yeah, I think it was 3.
I think that's how they did it.
Yeah.
Look, it started being a clusterfuck, but it's really hard to keep up when you split Durarara into bits. So I think I have to rewatch it, but I still loved it because it had like all my favorite characters, the amazing type of narration that they do in which you have crossed lines and stuff. It's still there. So both of those I really, really liked, but they're sequels.
Yeah.
Do you wanna go for it for once?
Talking about sequels, I only have one sequel on that list for winter, which is not Durarara, because I still haven't finished it, the second season. I still haven't watched the last part, but I do have Akagami no shirayuki hime too. Yeah. Because I thought that was just wonderful, like you said, it was just really, really nice, and it just all came together, and I saw what I wanted to see in that season. Yeah. So yeah, that is definitely one of my favorites from winter. But then my ultimate favorite, I'm gonna start with from winter, was Shouwa genroku rakugo shinjuu, which was an amazing drama about rakugo, and it was just something that came out of the blue, and I didn't know what to expect out of it. I didn't think it would be that good. I didn't think it would feel that real. So I was really surprised by it, and now just seeing that it has a second season makes me really happy as well, because I didn't think a lot of people would give this one a shot. But it was really underrated when it came out, so I was really surprised in how it turned out, and that was definitely my favorite of that season.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who'd be really happy to hear that. I unfortunately didn't watch it while it was airing, so it's in my backlog right now, which I know made a lot of people angry, but at the time I didn't feel like it, so I didn't. That's how it worked out. Which other thing I really liked? Well, I guess I'll just say the two that I like the most, and both of them have flaws, and I think nobody will say both of them are perfect. But Dimension W and Erased, or Boku dake ga inai michi, are my two favorites of winter. Both of them kinda didn't feel as good towards the end. Particularly Dimension W, I think, went down in quality a lot. They tried to explain a lot of things in a very convoluted fashion at the end, and you're like, if you just didn't try to explain everything, it would be great.
Yeah.
With Erased, I think it did what it had to do. I didn't get majorly disappointed. It's just the first half of the show is so good that the second half wasn't that good. But it was still, like, as a whole series, it's still amazing. It's just that the first half is so strong that most people were disappointed by the second half. I think it still did what it had to do and what it was leading towards, so I'd say that's probably my favorite of the season. Oh shit, I forgot to say Haikyuu 2 ended that season, so that was amazing, but it's also a sequel.
Yeah, that's true. Haikyuu I watched as well, so I agree, and that was good, of course.
Man, we're so hype!
But yeah, you mentioned Erased. Yeah, I really liked Erased as well that season. Like, a lot of people were disappointed, like you said, at the end. I wasn't disappointed at all, although I do have to admit, yes, the villain could have been better. But still, I thought it was good. It was enjoyable for me. And like you said, it did what it had to do. So yeah, that was good. Also, Dimension W, I loved a lot as well. I just really liked the characters in that show.
Yeah.
And just the animation, like the fighting scenes and stuff, they were really cool. But also,
it looks
like
great.
you mentioned at the end, it kind of was like, they tried to wrap it up too fast, kind of. But it was still good. I think they went
very technical a lot, and they didn't have to. Because
Yeah.
I really like the world that they have going on.
Yeah.
But they tried to be like, no, this world is like this because of this thing and that thing, and this is all connected, and then there's that guy that sold this technology, and I'm like, stop!
Yeah.
Stop, it's fine. I don't need to know all that.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
and
true.
something we both loved, and neither of us has talked about, Sekkou Boys, was Winter.
Oh, that was Winter, right? Yeah, I talked about that enough when it came out.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I didn't want to go super into it. Because we also did a winter wrap-up video about these shows, so
Yeah.
it's like...
I liked Sekkou Boys, but I didn't add it to my list because, okay, it was very different from everything I've seen before, but it was still not something where I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna rewatch this because it was too funny. You know, that I didn't really have that feeling from it, although it is a short.
Actually.
I mean,
I feel like it's one of those, like, you know, if you're weighing good anime versus stuff that you enjoy the most, which can be different or can be the same depending on the type of person you are.
Yeah.
For me, Sekkou Boys is there for enjoyment. I don't think it's the best thing that was made ever since sliced bread, but it's just so much fun, and I loved every single episode of it, so it's still on my list for the year for sure.
Yeah, well, I will never forget about it, that's for sure.
It's great. Spring!
I've got something else for winter because when it comes to winter, we also had Kanojo to Kanojo no Neko, Everything Flows.
She and her cat.
Yeah, and that one was
Yeah.
just so sweet, and I was looking forward to it, but it also kind of came out of nowhere because I didn't know it was going to air then, and it was so short
Yeah, I
as well.
forgot it was a winter thing because it started like halfway through the season.
It did, yeah. So that's why, but we have to tell you guys to watch this because it's cats. So and feelings, cats and feelings. That's the whole show.
Feelings, the show. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
That
That's
is
how
it.
to sell that show.
Exactly. And I also have something else, which is Doukyuusei, which was the yaoi kind of anime movie that came out. And I was just looking forward to that for a long time already, so I wanted to include it to this list because I really, really enjoyed it and I want to see it again. And if that ever comes out on DVD, I would definitely buy it. But yeah, I just wanted to conclude that too. Then
I still want to watch it.
you have to. It's really like how it is told is like it's very
I hear
well
it's really
done.
good.
Yeah. All right, let's go to spring. So for spring, I only have 3, so you can start. Go ahead.
I don't have that many either. That I watched plenty of things, but that really stood out, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I can do it the other way around, because I know you're going to mention 2 that I have here. So, my favorite was Joker Game. That was my favorite of the season. It was amazing. I think I already said that when we were discussing spring. It's very unusual. It's very mystery, detective, kind of like... It's just very different from the tone that you usually see in anime. It's more mature. It's about like semi-realistic spy things. It's very episodic, so it's not for everybody. But for me specifically, I think it got some of my feelings that didn't have an anime to go to because there was no other thing of this style. So I was like, there's jazz and very smooth, like more adult style animation and spies and a lot of interesting stories and dialogue. And so I was like, I guess it kind of took the more bookish aspect of me, and I was like, I'm really into this. So yeah, that was my favorite. It was amazing. I was looking forward to it, and it didn't disappoint. So
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I like 91 Days as well.
that's summer. We're gonna discuss that in summer.
Yeah. So, but for spring, my favorite obviously was Sakamoto Desuka, because comedy and just Sakamoto himself being too precious, too awesome, too cool. Yeah, he was just the best, and it was something that I was looking forward to the whole year, because I just wanted that one comedy that would be my favorite.
It was so good.
Yeah,
it was so funny.
It was so good. It had so many memorable moments with him, and I was so sad when it ended as well, because I really wanted to see more. But overall, I mean, they did such a good job on the expressions, like how he was and his character, and I'm just really satisfied.
Also a great OST. I mean, shout out to all the great openings this year.
Yeah, there were a lot.
I'm just looking at my lineup, and I'm like, wow, there were a lot of good openings.
Yeah.
And Sakamoto is one of them.
True.
Sure.
That was a really good opening. Do you have another one for spring?
I have one more.
Okay.
That matters. I mean, I have Big Order, which is the most amazing trash that this year produced, but it doesn't really count.
All right.
Boku no Hero Academia was spring.
Yeah, I have that one
I really
too.
liked it. It was probably the most fun. Now I'm looking at summer. I was gonna say it's my favorite shonen of the year, and then I looked at summer, and I
already know which one you're talking about.
No. You know what? I'm wrong. But it was still, it's the second best, I guess, or third best. I don't know. There was good shonen this year, but I guess the classical battle shonen, Boku no Hero Academia, did it very, very well, and it was so much fun. Had very interesting powers and stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I really, really like Boku no Hero as well, because, well, I've read part of the manga before I began as well, just to like see how it would be. And it is typical shonen, so obviously I will like it. With the character being him, being adorable and being himself. Like, it's just nice to see, and it kind of gives me like nostalgia feelings from other shonen anime, kind of. So that's kind of what I needed in spring as well. So I'm glad it was there. Then I have one last anime that I really enjoyed in spring, which was Bungo Stray Dogs. Because I know not everyone likes this one, but I just really, really like this one because of the characters, and the animation I liked a lot as well. But the characters are what drew me into the series. Not necessarily the story, because that's not like complete yet, and it was vague sometimes. But just the characters and how the atmosphere was, it was something that I really enjoyed. So yeah, that was definitely one of my favorites. I haven't watched the second season yet, though, so I don't know if it will get better or not.
I have.
So,
I actually, while I didn't highlight it as, like, one of my spring favorites, I mean, it was a good show and I enjoyed it, but out of everything that I was watching in spring, it didn't stand out as much.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, sometimes it was really good, and sometimes kind of, I'm not sure I'm into this.
Yeah.
Mostly with the comedy, I guess, and the story being vague, as you were saying. In fall season, we got season 2, and that's where I really like the show. So I will definitely jump onto that train, but with season 2.
Awesome. Cool. Okay, so that is all we have for spring then? Okay, then we can go to summer. So what did you like in summer?
I really, really, really like Sweetness and Lighting.
Yeah, I don't have that one on my list. Like, I watched it, but I can see.
It's so precious.
Yeah.
It gave me all sorts of feelings. I wasn't planning to watch it. I wasn't sure if I was gonna watch it, and my fiance was like, "You should definitely watch it because it has food and it's fluffy and you're gonna like it."
True.
And I finished the first episode and I was bawling, and I was like, "You knew this was gonna happen. Why did you do this to me?" So yeah, there were some tears, but mostly it was fluffy and food, and I love both of those things. It was so precious and so much fun.
Yeah,
it's just cute and makes me happy. So if you want something that makes you happy from the summer season, that's the way to go.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list. Like the other stuff is pretty depressing sometimes. So yeah, you're right.
Right? Like Orange was really good, but it doesn't really make me happy.
Exactly.
It makes me really mad a lot.
Exactly, and then I'll just jump over to like Orange because I was gonna talk about it anyways. But Orange was so good though. I really, really, really enjoyed it. I was looking for it. It was one of those anime because I didn't watch too much this year, like last year. When it comes to seasonal, but Orange was the one that I wanted to see the next episode as soon as possible because there was always some kind of cliffhanger or like questions about characters or the story, and you knew they were going to talk about it or that something would happen, and oh man,
there was always something to happen.
Yeah. It was so good, and there, like, at that time I had not finished the manga yet, so I didn't know what kind of plot twist would happen in the show either. Like, I wouldn't know anything, so it was really surprising for me how good it was, and also the animation was it was really nice for that show. Yeah, and the OST.
For me, it's one of those. I think what Boku no Hero Academia did for shonen, which was doing the traditional shonen very well, Orange did for shoujo.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things that are just classical shoujo, but they went a step further, and they made the characters very interesting for one, which is something that in a lot of shoujo, you know, when I was 13, I was like, they're cute, and that's enough.
Yeah.
Now there's a lot of times in which I'm like, they're cute, but there's like zero substance there. And with Orange, there was a lot of substance there. There were a lot of other like internal conflicts and stuff. They talked about depression. They talked about suicidal tendencies, the loss of a loved one, how to help somebody who's in distress. You have a lot of like very heavy topics under the shoujo like fluff. So it was very mature. Both happy and sad.
Yeah. I get that. I had the same feeling. I have to agree. It was very mature for being a shoujo. Sometimes even feeling like a seinen because of how they were dealing with feelings and what was happening sometimes, because it was really depressing.
But, I'd say it got very like mature sometimes, but it was mostly like it looked pretty light on the surface, but they definitely went ham on some things, and I really, really appreciate that. I guess I'll just very slightly talk about a sequel again, but it's not a sequel, it's the continuation, the direct continuation of season 1 of Souma. Shokugeki Souma.
I've got that one too written down.
It's so good, but it's basically part of the first season. There's no split, there's no time gap. It just jumps straight into the rest of the competition, so it's just like Souma.
Yeah. Just more of Souma, and it was good, and it was enjoyable.
Summer was good. Summer was a good season.
Yeah, it was good, yeah. Something else that I have also a sequel, actually, Arslan Senki 2, which was also more of a continuation, kind of like Souma. It just went further, like how it was in the previous episodes from the other season. It was really good, but it was way too short because they only did 8 episodes, I believe, of the second season, because it was a continuation and they probably just wanted to end that chapter of the story, and probably, I hope they are planning a 3rd season where it goes to another chapter of the story, actually. But I really, really enjoyed that, and I was just so happy that Arslan Senki was back, because that was one of the shows that I really enjoyed the year before. So yeah. I guess, I don't know, you didn't watch it, did you?
No, because I haven't finished season 1 yet.
Right.
It's one of those, I really, really wanted to watch it, but I started watching it weekly, and I don't think it lends itself to being watched weekly for me, personally.
No,
it's more of a marathon kind of thing. So I stopped at some point, and I haven't picked it up back.
Yeah, I agree, because the second season, I was also watching weekly first, and then I was like, okay, I should probably do like I did last time it aired, and just wait every 3 episodes and then watch 3 episodes in a row, wait again, watch more episodes, because it's also the kind of anime, it is historical, and there's a lot happening with wars and stuff, and you have to think about it a lot, and just remember a lot of facts that happened. So it is better if you just marathon it. So yeah. Agree.
There's 2 more that are really important this season for me. I don't know how many you have.
I only have 1 more.
So you have Mob Psycho.
I don't have Mob Psycho on my list. But you know my feelings about that.
Yeah. I know, but it still hurts in my heart every time it's like that.
I didn't. It's not that I didn't enjoy it.
I have Mob Psycho and it counts for 2. That's how we're doing this. I really, really like Mob Psycho. I know that not everybody enjoyed it. A lot of people were comparing it to
One Punch Man.
Yeah, One Punch Man, and I think that for a lot of people it was kind of one of those I have to choose between the 2 which one I like the most. And I was like, I like both of them. So whatever. It's like when we were kids and people were like, I can only like Pokemon or Digimon.
Yeah.
That's basically what it felt like for me. It was like, I like both. It's fine. So yeah, Mob Psycho is still very much in the vein of One Punch Man, but slightly different. I would say that at first I wasn't too sure about the main duo interaction, which is one of the things that One Punch Man does so well. That like no matter what else is going on the show, you just have Genos and Saitama interacting is amazing.
True.
With Mob Psycho, I wasn't so sure at first, but the rest of the show supports it very well, and then Reagan towards the middle of the show develops and it becomes a lot more interesting. The animation was amazing, the fights were amazing, the soundtrack was amazing. So yeah, like I can see why people would prefer one over the other. I think if you got the 2 side by side, I would still say I prefer One Punch Man, but I still really, really very much enjoyed Mob Psycho. So yeah.
I mean, I have to admit, at first I didn't like it at all, but then I liked it a lot better, like, not because it was going to end, no, I'm not going to be that troll, but I actually did enjoy the fights that were going on and the development we had with Mob, because how much he changed during the show. And I did really, really like the animation, because that was fantastic.
I was ready to quit the call and be like, no, we're done with this. I'm not going to be that troll.
No, but yeah, I think people get really offended when I say I don't like Mob Psycho. I mean, I liked it. It's just, I think...
You didn't love it, that's fine.
Yeah, I didn't love it, and probably wasn't the right time for me to watch it either, because I wasn't feeling it. Like, I wasn't feeling like watching a show like Mob Psycho at that point.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like I was comparing it to One Punch Man, because I knew it would be completely different in a way. You know, it has the same aspect sometimes, but it's not the same. You can't really compare it, I feel like, although it's by the same guy. But yeah, I still liked it. I'm just gonna say I didn't hate it, guys, so don't hate on me.
So what's the last one that you have then?
The one we talked about, 91 Days.
That's the other one that I have.
Yeah, that one is on my list because
It's so good.
yeah, compared to like you had 91 Days and that other one. Joker Game, yeah. If I had to choose between
different.
those 2, yeah, but still they kind of have like the same genre to it. Like for genre, it is kind of the same. It's like mafia and just kind of going after killing people, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, you're not agreeing, I see. But I like 91 Days better.
I don't agree with the genre designation that you're like. I think it's different genres, but I agree that it targets the same audience, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what
like
I
a lot
meant.
of the people who love those things will watch both, but their structure and their themes are very different.
Yeah. But I just like 91 Days a lot because of, I don't know, the story was very interesting to me. It was like mysterious and just everything that was going on. I don't know, I didn't expect a deep story, but then I saw the first 2 episodes and I was like, oh, well, especially the first episode, because you're like, what the fuck is happening? So the first episode definitely got me for that one, and I really enjoyed it. I like the main character.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't expect you to watch it and enjoy it that much, because usually it's when it starts getting to that sort of gritty, dark, some blood. You're like, I'm never sure if you're gonna watch it or not.
True.
So I'm glad you did, because it's really, really good. I love it. I would probably put it above Joker Game, even though they're very different to me. Because it has like an overarching plot with the same character is very different than Joker Game.
Yeah,
but it's just so good. You don't have to have that many characters if you write them that well, and I don't know, I loved it. I loved it from beginning to end.
Yeah,
and I
it was
wanted
a good
more,
one.
But it doesn't need more. But I'm
it
gonna
doesn't
watch
need
it
more.
again. That's what
Good. Okay, so I guess we go to the last season.
Which I basically have nothing on.
I only have like 3 on, and it's the only 3 I watched last season as well.
I have 4 that I finished last season. There's 1 that I really like.
Okay. You can start.
Do you want
then.
to start?
No, you
Okay.
can start. I'm curious which one you really
I'll
like.
just spoil the surprise. Drifters. I really like Drifters.
Yeah.
Drifters is really good. It's crazy fun action, like fantasy / historical, but very vaguely historical. It's more like you have a fantasy world in which historical figures are reimagined and thrown in for a bigger war.
Okay.
Like the basic idea, I know a lot of people skip Drifters, and we didn't do a full wrap up because we didn't have that much to talk about. As you see, each of us has like a couple shows.
Yeah.
So I'll just explain the basis of Drifters. You have historical figures or people when they die in their own era. They can be redirected to this place that looks kind of like a limbo or whatever, in which there's this guy and he's like, there's this big war between my faction and the Dark King's faction in this world, and you're a drifter, so you're not like native to the world, but you're gonna be sent in to help. That's kind of the idea.
Okay.
So they're just thrown in a world that has orcs and elves and a bunch of crazy shit going on. And you have like John Dark, and you have Nobunaga, and you have like just people from all over the place. You have
that's cool.
Rasputin from like the Russian side. You have all sorts of crazy stuff. Characters that are from very different places and times, and they're kind of split into different factions. So it's like, it's very action oriented. Like very action oriented, but it's super, super crazy. So it ends up being really fun because of that. Because it's not the type of action that is like, this is historical, so we need to take this seriously. No, it's the type of historical, if you can call it that, in which it's like, oh, these people have crazy superpowers on this side. This one doesn't, but it's fine because Nobunaga is a mastermind and is gonna make the elves do this and whatever. And the other one's just interested in taking their heads. And then there's like the old, I guess, Greek and Carthage, like very, very old war lords and stuff. Just that are just crazy old men at this point, and they're just talking nonsense in the background. And there's this lady that's from the world and's trying to get them all to work together, and it doesn't work very well because you can see they're all kind of crazy in their own way. So it's like super fun. It's not serious. You're not supposed to take it serious.
Oh, it's not serious? Okay. I thought it would have been.
Well, as you can imagine, if you throw all of those people together, it's gonna look really silly.
Yeah.
So it's silly, it's action, but it's like that kind of action that you can eat popcorn to, not the kind of action that you're really worried about what was going on. So I don't know. It's different. It's definitely different than a lot of what action shows are doing, and it was just fun. That's like basic. I know I've said fun like 10 times because that's basically what the show did for me.
Yeah.
It was just fun action with really interesting, crazy twists on characters. So that was my favorite of fall season, and one of the few that
Cool.
was worth watching. What do you have?
My favorite of the season is gonna be a surprise to everyone because it is the short Gakuen Handsome. And it
Is
was
that the one with the chin?
yes.
I didn't watch it.
I finished it today and I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. It's better than Sekkou Boys. Like, seriously, it was so stupid.
No, I just want everybody to stop and go back a couple seconds and listen to Thalia saying again, it's the best thing ever. It's ever even better than Sekkou Boys.
It is better.
It's right there.
Yeah. It is, for me, it was better than Sekkou Boys because, remember that show Strange Plus that we discussed like 2 years ago or something like that? It's that kind of comedy where it's so over the top that you're like, what the fuck is happening? Like, this doesn't make sense. But it's with guys just acting gay all the time, and it's just so funny to me, and how they look and what they do, and it's just insane. So I don't know. I knew I would love it because I saw the first episode and I was like, yep, I'm watching all of this. So, and it ends on a good note as well and all that. So I kind of want to see more of it. But I know this is actually like Gakuen Handsome is taken from a game or something, I believe. I heard from people. So I really want to play that game now because I think that's probably more insane.
Look, if that's the anime that we're getting nowadays, please make an anime of that horse dating sim. That's
Cool,
all I
yeah.
want in this life.
They can do that. They should they should just start with How to Full Boyfriend and animate that already, and then we can go on
But
to all the other
horses,
stuff.
Thalia, they're so handsome. It's just so funny every time I see a screenshot of that game and I'm like, I want it, and it's not an Android yet. I think I've tried to find it. This is what I do with my life.
But yeah, Gakuen Handsome was my favorite. Anyways, what else do you have?
I mean, that I really liked.
Yeah,
nothing.
well, yeah. Nothing?
That I think, that, like, to that point, nothing. That I think had a lot of potential and a lot of upsides to it, but a lot of downsides as well. Occultic 9.
Oh, I heard about that one, but I didn't hear that much about it, actually. Not too many people watched it, I think. I'm not too sure.
I think a lot of people started it and just decided to drop it. We made it through the end watching it. It has really interesting subject matter. It has a really interesting plot. It has a really interesting mix of like murder mystery with occult stuff and reincarnation, stuff like that. Or not reincarnation, but out of body experiences. So that whole thing, I really like it. I like all of that. I like the dark parts that it has. Like, it's not a spoiler, it's just something out of the show in which you have like a crazy boy just with a box that you can tell it's stuffed with people's parts in it, and I'm like, yes, this is my thing. But then, like, the main characters are awful.
Oh.
That's basically my problem. So that's why it's not like I love it.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted the main 2 or 3 characters to shut the fuck up so that I could watch the rest of the show. And they had, like, super fast-paced, like, it seemed like their dialogues were put on fast forward. They were super fast, filled with places that seemed like it was supposed to be funny, but it really wasn't, and just stuffed with information as well, which is something that I don't like very much. You had a lot of character gimmicks, like the main girl, which I'm not gonna spoil towards the end, whatever happens, but like when you see her first, she's just like has the most outrageous boobs in the world, but not in like she has huge boobs and she's supposed to be sexy. No, it seems like she's carrying 2 balloons around the entire time. They go foomp in slow motion. It's really silly. It looks awful. And she just has one of those like very cutesy voices that adds stupid stuff at the end of her sentences, that kind of character, which for me is already a turn off. But the main guy is like, I have this occult blog and I'm gonna be the best blogger and I'm gonna go on a monologue for 5 minutes just about my disillusions with the world and my concept for the blog and the cute girls and blah blah blah. I'm like, has a lot of serious stuff going on in the background. Like, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of mystery, a lot of plot, a lot of trying to piece things together, which is why I kept watching it, because that part is really, really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
But the main characters are awful, and the show could be brilliant if the characters were much more interesting.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. So you can see that, like, I half love it, I half hate it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so sad to me. It could be such an amazing show.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna watch that.
Well, the parts that I really loved you would probably not like too much, because they tend to be a bit more gory and dark, so...
Of course. Yeah. Okay. I think people are gonna expect us to talk about Yuri on Ice, so I'm just gonna go with it.
I didn't watch it, so you can take it away.
Yeah. Yuri on Ice is actually...
Internet.
It's on my list. I have to admit, I did like it. I liked it a lot. But like most people, towards the end, I liked it a bit less. It didn't end on a bad note. It's not that it was bad for me, but I just enjoyed the first half a lot more than the second half. So that is kind of all I have to say about Yuri on Ice. It was really enjoyable. I loved the characters. I loved the progression with the characters. I loved the ice skating and how the animation was, although it wasn't 100% every time. I kind of expected that to happen anyway, so I wasn't disappointed by that, to be honest. The music, though, is one of the greatest things in the anime. I really, really like the music that they used for the ice skating, like when they were doing competitions. I love the opening and the ending. Those were very good. So otherwise, I don't have too many complaints about Yuri on Ice. I really liked it. It was just a bit less good at the end. But otherwise, it was a very nice and refreshing show to me.
Yeah.
So.
Basically, I mean, I already talked about Bungo Stray Dogs, which is also this season. And I also have to, like, just a small disclaimer.
Yeah.
There are 2 shows that start in the fall that I'm really enjoying, that I'm still watching. It's just they're not done yet. So I can't really add them to my favorites of 2016, because I don't know where they're going until they're done. But March Comes In Like a Lion, or Sangatsu no Lion.
I have that one too, yeah.
And I loved it from the get-go, so I'm assuming it will make it to my top, or one of the best shows of 2017.
Yeah. I'm watching it
stuff
too.
Like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is not a complete list, because it's just stuff that started and finished in fall that I also started and finished.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the other one I had on my list was also Trigatsu no Lion, because I'm enjoying it, but I've only seen like 5 episodes, so I can't say too much about it yet. So yeah. So yeah, that is our list.
How do you choose a top one? What's your top one? You can go first, because you said you decided. I'm looking at mine.
Sakamoto desu ka.
Yeah.
He's my favorite from that was the one, yeah. That's the anime where I was like, I'm definitely gonna make a review about this, because it is comedy and it is definitely my thing. So it's just it's just the best for me from last year.
I think, looking at all of them, 91 Days is my top one. Because there's a lot of others that I love, and they are perfect at what they do, like Orange. And I loved Orange. But if I look at them, like, what's the one that stands out to me in that year? 91 Days really stands out. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with that.
It would have been a tie with Shouwa Genroku, but because I don't always feel like watching Shouwa Genroku, and I can watch Sakamoto all the time I want to, just to feel happy, I would rather put Sakamoto on that first top, because it made me so happy to watch it. So
yeah, makes sense. Makes total sense.
Yep. So yeah.
I guess that's it.
That's
I managed to choose a thing.
Wow.
Aren't you proud?
I am
so
very
proud of me.
I'm so proud of you. But yeah, for next episode, we're gonna talk about our expectations for 2017. So what we're kind of expecting.
Yeah, as a year, not specifically anime. Just like 2017. What is it?
Yeah, what's gonna happen? We don't know, but yeah, we'll see.
And no, it's not about politics, guys. Get
Oh
out
God,
of that.
no.
Out of here with it. That's not what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna get personal about 2017.
Yep. So you guys can look forward to that. I'm very happy that we're back double team because it's really nice to make videos again, and I'm also glad that other people are can watch it again. So yeah, definitely expect more of us.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, always.
Of course.
If we're ever disbanding Double Team, we have to do it like a major, like, K-pop, very dramatic disbandment or something.
Oh God.
It's not just like we have no episodes and then we're done.
Yeah.
We have to make something hardcore.
It's never gonna happen though, so it's fine.
I know.
Okay, so that will be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.